You know, sometimes an entire story about how the universe works is hiding inside a single, really baffling sentence. Today, we're going to decode one of those head scratchers from physics, not with a ton of math, but just by treating it like a story. Let's dive in. Okay, here it is. Just take a second to let that sink in. It looks like a secret code, doesn't it? Full of strange symbols, weird terms. It feels totally impenetrable. But what if I told you that we can crack this thing together, right now, just by looking for the story inside? Yeah, exactly. That's the big question, isn't it? And that's our mission for the next few minutes, to turn this ridiculously complex physics statement into a simple, understandable story. We're just going to break it down, clue by clue. Every story has a beginning, a once upon a time. So let's go find the main character in our sentence's narrative. Our journey starts right here, with this first piece of the puzzle, SU4. You can see from how the sentence is put together that this is our subject, the hero of this little tale. This is where it all begins. Now here's the cool part. You don't need a textbook to figure out its role. The sentence itself tells us that SU4 is the initial state. Just think of it as something perfect and whole, like a flawless crystal sphere, a state of absolute, beautiful symmetry before anything has happened to it. Okay, so we've got our starting point, this perfect symmetric system. Now let's get to the action, the event that really sets our story in motion. And here it is. This is the engine of the whole sentence. Can be spontaneously broken. This phrase is pure action. It's describing this big transformation that's about to happen to our perfect little system. Now pay close attention to that word spontaneously, because it's the absolute key. It means the system changes all by itself. Nobody pushes it, there's no external force. Kind of like when you balance a pencil perfectly on its tip, you know it's going to fall eventually, right? Well, in the same way, this perfect system just naturally transitions into a new, more stable but less symmetric state. So, our perfect system has changed. It's broken. But what did it become? Let's take a look at the aftermath. And look, the sentence tells us exactly what the new reality looks like. Our original system breaks into these new components, U1 times SU3. Again, don't worry about what the names mean. Just focus on the story. We started with one thing, and now we have two things. You can really see the change here. We started with one single unified system, SU4. After that spontaneous break, we're left with these separate component parts. It's a fundamental shift from perfect unity to a collection of pieces. But wait, the story isn't quite over. There's this final, super mysterious sounding part. It seems to describe something else that was created during the break. So what is this leftover piece? The sentence calls this leftover thing a coset. And once again, let's just follow the logic of the sentence. The break happened, it created new components, and it created this coset. So the coset must be the name for the structure or the space that defines the relationship between the original system and its new parts. And the sentence doesn't just name this relationship, it actually describes its shape. This really intimidating phrase, 3D complex projective space, is simply the precise technical name for the geometry that gets formed when SU4 breaks apart. You can think of it like the geometric footprint of the event. All right, we've done it. We've cracked every piece of the code. We've defined the characters, the action, and the consequences. Now let's put it all back together and read the sentence with our newfound understanding. Look at it now. It's not just a string of symbols anymore, is it? It now reads like a tiny, elegant poem describing a profound cosmic event. It tells a complete story of creation and transformation. So let's just recap the story we uncovered. A single, perfect system can change all by itself, breaking into a collection of new, simpler parts. And in the process, it leaves behind a unique geometric pattern as evidence of its transformation. And that really makes you wonder, doesn't it? Language, whether it's everyday English or the language of mathematics, is a tool for telling stories. The real question is, what other profound stories about our universe are hiding out there in plain sight, just written in sentences we haven't learned how to read yet? Thanks for joining me.